Hey, it's the Chief Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. We are returning to hack our Blade Running Investigator in the Blade Running RPG from Free League. So, we've already done 2 episodes. What I am using real quick is the Mythic emulator for yes-no questions and to answer different things throughout the solo play, to track my scenes. But I'm also using compilation book number 1, descriptions down in the description, link down in the description. That will help me run a mystery that I don't know the answers to. So using the back of the book, there is case generators, and it told me that there was a Nexus 8 that was supposed to have been retired, but has been caught on camera or film. Boom, there's my setup. I'm given the task and I'm off and running. Now I'm going to zoom in on the mystery matrix, and looking at it, you will see the Nexus 8 is suspect 1. Now it doesn't even matter what order they're in. You'll see as this comes down. Sometimes you're rolling under suspects, sometimes you're rolling around that outer area, which is your evidence or clues. So I have the photo of Nexus 8 tracked to the Nexus 8-1. But I went to the scene and I found more video, which shows this small female child being abused and Tyson's son, the Nexus 8, pushing in to prevent that for what looks to be like humanitarian reasons. Like he couldn't take this child being beaten. Interesting. But then it looked like a setup. The child pulled down a scarf thing that was over his face, exposed him. There was all kinds of chaos erupting, almost like he was trying to be abducted, and he ran and broke free. Now, I've gone to the scene. That was in Shinjuku Alley, and I found that video, and I've added the kid. The female kid is a suspect as well. She looks like she was in on some type of plot to expose Tyson. And that's why I have that video that is a clue that's tracking to both the Nexus 8 and the kid. Now, in the very first episode using the Mythic emulator, there was a scene interrupt, and my spinner was apparently hacked, lost power, I almost crashed, had to use tech skill to break in and free it and get back up in the air and moving. And after clearing Shinjuku Alley, I'm headed to, I was going to go see Temo. Temo's the lead mechanic that I have great connections throughout the department because I'm so senior. I'm headed there, but I got a little ping from my phone from my corporate person that I'm living like a floor below they live. I'm living in big digs, kind of working as dual purpose. I'm kind of working for this corporate person and still LAPD as a Blade Runner. That's causing angst and problems, but I've got a vid connection phone, which I've nicknamed the ball and chain, and I got a little ping call saying, go get sized for the the black tie event. So I'm gonna stop off. I'm headed back to LAPD headquarters. The lower floors is where Temo works on spinners. And I'm going to be getting that looked at because it got hacked, and Temo's already working kind of wirelessly through the program to see what happens. So we'll find out what goes on with that scene. But before we do that, I've got to stop off in the fashion district and just get sized for tux. There's a black tie event coming up. I'm kind of the bodyguard, I guess, as well. We're still working this out for the corporate person. So I have to get sized. And I roll into the fashion district. I don't expect any problems here at all. Matter of fact, I think it is probably, there's no way there'll be problems. And I'm on a chaos factor of 4. This is the Mythic system, but who knows? Maybe something goes on, so I still have to roll. That means there's only a 10 or less on a 100 side or a percentile die that something happens. 78. So no, nothing happens. It's not an extreme no, but nothing happens. I go in, I get properly sized. I'm not enjoying the process, but I get fitted because this will be a very fancy affair. I've even imagined there is an area, I will zoom in on the map and show you, but it's not too far away from where the Wallace Corporation, I believe, is being built. There is an observatory, and there's a black tie affair there, and that's what I'm getting outfitted for. But there's something else I ask the clothier for before I leave, and I ask if there is, or if he can give me a length of pink ribbon. And so I'm imagining I'm being sized, I'm in front of the little three-way mirror, he's measuring inseam, Hack probably dresses to the left. I think he's right-handed. So, but all the measuring's going on, and I ask the clothier, do you have a length of pink ribbon? Because I have something in mind for this pink ribbon, and I actually think it's probably, pink would be odd for the clothier, but he's making, you know, custom suits and probably maybe dresses. I don't know. Pink might be odd. I will go with that. It's likely, chaos factor 4, 55 or less, that he has some pink ribbon. 46, he does. And I tell him I would like a 2-foot length section of that pink ribbon. And I say just put it on the tab with the tux. The corporate is paying for it. They might as well pay for the pink ribbon as well. Now, this isn't evidence or anything else. I will let you guys know what he plans on doing. Is Joan, if you know, was analyzing a box that was found, like a titanium lightweight, maybe not titanium, some kind of lightweight metallic box that had propaganda in it. It was at the scene where Tyson was unmasked. And I arranged through Joan, my connection with the lab, to have that evidence picked up and everything tested. What's the serial number on the box come back to? Is there any DNA or fingerprints left on any of the parts of the box or the paper? Where's the paper manufacturer? We got clues, baby. There's clues in that box. But normally, you couldn't get something like that done quickly. But Hack, the Blade Runner's been around for 20 years. He's got connections, man. Connections. He called and talked to Joan. Joan fast-tracked it, got that box picked up, and Hack will be linking up with Joan a little bit later, probably after we get the spinner checked out by Temo. And one thing I know about connections, and Hack has a lot, is he likes to dazzle a little bit. So he's going to bring this ribbon, this length of very colorful pink ribbon. I think he knows that Joan likes pink. She loves pink. She's a little bit tomboyish. She's a CSI lab tech, but he knows she likes some of the finer things as well. And this ribbon, which gets tucked into a little pocket in my trench coat jacket, will be for Joan for her rapid work of picking up that box and moving it up the queue so that all the testing gets done pronto. You got to take care of the folks that are taking care of you, baby. So that ribbon will come up later. I'm going to make just a note. I don't think I would forget the ribbon, but I want to make a little adventuring note that I have some pink ribbon for Joan. Again, highly unlikely I'd forget that, but I forget things all the time. I'm also still in day 1, but I'm in shift 2. I spent a good amount of time investigating that Shinjuku alley. So the question I have to ask now is, my expected scene was interrupted, and that was why I had to stop by. So that's right, I've already handled this. I was headed to Temo, and I had an interrupt, and I went over and got sized. So now I'm able to complete heading off to see Temo so I can get a full diagnostic. So you've seen this giant LAPD building. I come flying in. It's a hub of activity. Again, I've worked out of this place for 20 years. I come all the way down like street level, where it is a fairly typical garage that spinners and mechanics, although the spinners are high tech and some of the gear isn't recognizable, the spinner still is going to get put up on a rack. Working on it's not much different than working on a current police car, cruiser, or detective vehicle. So I pull up, hop out of the spinner, and I wander in. I know right where Temo's office is. And I've kind of been in these situations, obviously not in the future, but you've got a mechanic shop. You've got all the kind of, even though we're not dealing with oil, which is a strong smell, you still got a lot of like solvent type smells and similar noises. And there is still a lot of, air driven, ratchet, tools and stuff to get into compartments, to pull off panels, to work on different sections, even though there aren't tires per se. So all that noise is going on, and in this base floor mechanic shop area, which is vast, this almost looks to me like pictures I've seen of an aircraft carrier in there. I forget what the flight deck, and then the deck right below where they have all the planes and a lot of the mechanical work and the loading goes on via elevator. But that work area feels like what the spinners would be as well. And that's why I parked outside. You don't bring your spinner in. A mechanic brings your spinner in. You don't drive into their area. You park outside and they will bring it in. So I wander in and I go up to Temo, Temo's in this kind of fabricated office area. It does have a door. It's got glass all around it. I come in. Temo's on the phone, busy, paperwork all over the place. I walk in. There is a sheet that I immediately have to pick up and start filling out for what the problem is. But I just put routine maintenance. I don't want anybody above or in the system knowing that somehow my spinner's been hacked. I slide that over, spin it around, slide it over to Temo. He's on the phone. He looks and he kind of nods. And that's that unspoken conversation, basically, that he recognizes immediately. I'm here for routine maintenance. He motions to shut the door. I shut it. There's like just a couple chairs in there. This is a tight environment. And so I sit down and I pull out my, I don't remember what it is. I'll throw the name up, but it's kind of like your phone, phone texting device. And I start sending a message off to Joan that I'll be up to see her in a short while. I just had to get some work done on the spinner. And she says, she hasn't gotten all the work done yet, but she has. Well, does she have any information? So this is pretty quick. You would expect a 24-hour turnaround, and I even put a little flag here, CSI, on day 2. But I'm in the building. I've got the ribbon. I'm going to give it to her. So I send her a text, say, hey, this would be crazy fast, but any return on the serial number. I think the serial number might be something on the box. So very likely 65 or less, and she's got something. I let her know I'm in the building. 45. So yes, she's like, hack. Yeah. I don't have DNA back, but come on up when you're done with Temo, and I'll show you what I got. So she has a little something for me. This will be clue related, probably, unless she's got fingerprints on a suspect or something. We'll have to see. I'll probably roll to see what that is once I'm with Joan. So Temo gets off the phone, and the question is, Temo said he was going to do some work already, and I want to know, did Temo find anything? Now, he said he was already looking into some stuff, so I think it's very likely that Temo has already kind of gotten some clues, but that's a 75. Ooh, 87. Okay, perfect. Temo's like, heck, man, you got some high-level problems. Whoever hacked in hasn't left much of a trail. This is a high-level pro job. This isn't some, high school, yeah, sure, they still got school. This isn't some kid hacker that got into a back door and just was mucking around for fun. This looks like big money professional. I'm not getting much that I can track back on. We are going to get it up on the rack and make sure that we've got no other time bombs sitting on there, but I'm not able to find much just looking through the log files. So I'm curious, I want to know more about Temo. I like Temo. I don't know if we'll be using more Temo. So let me go. This will be some items, some stuff for Temo here. So first of all, some of his personality here. Ooh, 7 even. He's a romantic. Okay. Romantic. Interesting. What else we got? We're using une. Description down in the link. 29. We're going to go down to the noun here. So he's a romantic. It says burglar, but obviously he wouldn't be a burglar. So we're able to. What is the burglar? Is what would that be? So to burgle. Well, let's just do this on the same line. I think part of what he does is probably hacks on the side. So I think he's a romantic. Ooh, I like this. He's a romantic hacker. So burglar, I'm thinking criminal. So he does a little bit of, shady kind of computer stuff. So why absolutely is a good contact, not just for the spinner, but for what he's doing. But he's romantic about it. It's not about profit for him or anything else. I think it's the idea that, maybe he's a do-gooder on the hacking, which is exactly what I need. I don't care about power level. He's the head supervisor of the yard there, of the maintenance facility. His motivation. What is his motivation? 42. To discover, of course. Okay, romantic hacker. So he's one of these guys that likes to just poke around and discover. Hence that he's talking about this isn't just some kid hacker that was playing around and found a back door. And what are we looking at noun-wise? We're getting pretty good. 94. I'm getting a good picture of this guy. Animals. Now, in Blade Runner, you do have, oh my gosh, anemoids? I think it's anemoids. Animals are super rare. Nobody can afford them. So what this tells me is he's also really into fixing and tinkering with anemoids. I think I have the name right. If not, it's up in the text here. So there's even a small little section. Now, anemoids can be a little expensive, but this sets the personality. I don't think I need to go quite down his mood. We've already got that he's friendly, and I think he's actually even excited by what he's finding here because as a kind of romantic tinkerer, hacker, exploratory computer tech guy, who's also got this solid job with the LAPD, he tells Hack, I've got a few connections in my realm, and I'm going to reach out to them on this. And Hack says, yeah, I'd prefer to keep this a little bit on the down low. And he says, absolutely, you're just here for some routine maintenance, Hack. So we're going to leave Temo working with his connections to find out. We have no idea who hacked this. The odds that it would be something tied in with Tyson's son too quick, too soon, he had just gotten a job. Who would have had his spinner hacked? Could it have something to do with the target of the corporate person? Get him out of the way? Maybe. I think that's what Hack's thinking, is that he doesn't think this is connected. But Temo will continue work with his hacking network friends. So we'll see. We still might get something. That could be a total offshoot there. But this is Temo's. And I got to tell you, I kind of picture Temo as a little bit more of a husky, portly fellow, who I think in today's parlance, you would kind of almost think of him almost like he's that grease monkey, but he's that tech expert. He just loves diving in. So he's really risen up with working with the spinners, both hands-on, building, tricking stuff out. He loves all that. And hacking is just like some of it ties in, but it's just some of his enjoyment. He's getting paid to do what he loves. And he's so good that he's risen to that spot. So we will work back with that. Now, we do have to go up and get with Joan. The spinner is up on a rack. It's being worked at. I tell Temo, hey, I've got to run up and get with the lab real quick. He says, great. Give my guys about an hour. We're going to dive in and probably even replace your link up system. Whatever, some jargon. I tell them, great, good. I got some stuff I can definitely follow up on upstairs. We'll break here. Again, I'm going to try to keep these in a concise mode here so that they don't go on too long. And this seems like a good place to pause that scene. When I come back, I'll roll. Well, let's just roll right now. Let's just roll right now. Chaos Factor's 4. Is there an interrupter? I got a 4. What is the interrupt before we go up and see Joan and get her the ribbon? So the interrupt is going to be 11. Persecute. Get my notes over here. Persecute and subject is 51. 51. Jealousy. I know what this is. So, my boss, my lieutenant, is not thrilled at all. Do I have my lieutenant listed? Do I have my lieutenant listed as a character? I do not, and I should. So I'm going to list lieutenant, and I had some random names on here. Alexia Stratton. So what I picture is as I hit the elevator to come up from Temo's garage workshop area, the doors open and there stands my Lieutenant Alexia Stratton, and she looks peeved. She looks upset. She looks like she's on the attack. Now, I'm taking the persecute jealousy. She does not like the fact that I got these corporate digs at all. And she's not a fan of my multiple connections from being on the department for such a long time. So I'm curious, because her being so unhappy, what skills could I use? My empathy, insight, manipulation. There's no way I'm manipulating her. She's angry. I think she opens up with, as I come on, I'm like, Lieutenant, and I come on the elevator, and I go ahead and reach out and hit the button for the lab, and she says, any breaks in the case, Hack? And I think she wouldn't use Hack. That's my nickname, preferred. I think she would use, we're going to use Hackworth. Any breaks in the case, Hackworth? And I said, I've found a couple pieces of evidence that I'm going to be looking into, but I needed some general maintenance on the spinner. And I need to go up to the lab and see what they've run down on a box full of a bunch of propaganda that was out in Shinjuku Alley. And I think she said her answer again under that jealousy vein would be, I figured you might be too busy, oh, she would know about the black tie. Getting ready for the big gala at the observatory. That would be it. And I would be like, I didn't need much preparation for that. And I think she says, Alexia or Lieutenant Stratton says, you don't seem like much of a black tie kind of guy, Hackworth. And I tell her, well, you got that right. It's one of the last things I'd like to do. But you're going anyway, aren't you? And I think Hack would put a little salt in the wound. Because I think the lieutenant would love to go to this type of event. It's a connection power event. Right next to the brand new Wallace Corporation. Maybe they're hosting it. And I think he says, I'm a slave to the job, LT. I go where they tells me. I like it. I like it. So you can feel the tension that's there. And bing, it goes off. Yeah, the elevator has a bing noise, and I'm at the lab. And I think I'm going to continue throwing salt. And I say, maybe I'll see you at the observatory. And I'm out, and my hand's in my pocket, and I'm kind of playing around with that pink ribbon that's in that pocket that I'm going to be giving Joan soon. LT doesn't get off the elevator. She just continues probably right on back up to her office. We'll break, and when I come back with the next installment of the mystery, we'll see if Joan has anything. I was hoping Temo would have some kind of insight on who in the heck tried to kill me with that spinner, gosh darn it. Who hacked into my spinner? Hopefully Temo with his connections can dive a little bit deeper. Nothing yet, nothing yet. All right, don't forget, guys, I'm doing the RPG stuff. I know it's not a little bit different. It's a lot different than my board game stuff, but I love diving into these and this mystery system. It may not work out, but at least you can watch me crash and burn as I'm working through the mystery of Tyson's son, Annex 8, and what in the world's going on and who hacked my spinner. So please, hopefully, subscribe. Give it a thumb. If you want to know when I do lives, and the lives are sometimes just my vlog or interviews with different game designers, hit the bell, but that may not be the thing for you, but the subscribes and the thumbs help out a lot as far as the algorithm goes. So it'll help me greatly. Take a look at the items in the description below as well if you're interested in Una or Free League or Mythic Emulator. Chief, see you guys later. Bye.